Hello guys and welcome to C Programming Tutorials by Amul's Academy. As we discussed in the previous tutorial, to take the input from the user or to print the output, we need input-output function in C programming language. And we can use printf function to print the output, and to take the input from the user, we can use scanf function. In the previous tutorial, I forgot to mention 2 points. One is printf and scanf are case sensitive. So you need to write the printf and scanf in the lowercase letter. If you write in the uppercase letter, it will give error. And the second point is, along with printf and scanf function, C contains some other input-output function also. About that we'll discuss in the future. So in the previous tutorial, we discussed about the printf function. Today in this tutorial we'll talk about the scanf function. Scanf is standard input formatting function in C programming language. It is used to read all type of data like integer, character, floating point numbers, strings. Scanf stands for scan formatted, and we can use scanf in C like this. We need to write scanf in the lowercase letter followed by format specifiers. Next, comma. Here we need to mention the address of variable. So here scanf is the function name. Next, open parenthesis. Here we have format specifier. We need to write the format specifier within the double quotes, comma. Next, here ampersand symbol variable 1, that is the address of variable 1, comma, address of variable 2, and here we can have multiple variables. So let's talk about the format specifier first. We already discussed about the format specifier in the previous tutorial. Format specifier contains percentage symbol followed by the conversion character, and we have different conversion character for different data type, right? Format specifiers are used with input as well as output function. It is a way to tell compiler what type of data is in the variable while taking input using scanf function or printing using printf function. So we already discussed about different format specifier in the previous tutorial. All the format specifier used with the printf function also can be used with scanf function, but there is a little change. So I'll show you the table. So first we have %C, that is for character. The difference is this %D and %I. In printf, %D and %I will behave same, but in the scanf function, %D for the signed decimal integer and %I for integer value with decimal, hexadecimal or octal type. %D assumes base as 10. It assumes the value as decimal value, but the %I auto detects the base. So if you give 0, 1, 2, in %D it treats that as the 12 decimal value, but in %I, because it starts from 0, it will treat that as the octal value, and rest all format specifiers are same. So this is about the format specifier. Next we can see ampersand variable 1, ampersand variable 2. Why we are using this symbol, that is ampersand, with the variable 1, variable 2? That is because if you write this symbol with any variable, that will give the address of that variable. Here in the scanf function, we need to store the value in the memory location, right? So for that we need address. So that's why we need to mention ampersand A. If I have a letter, if that letter contains proper address, then only the letter can be delivered into your home, right? In same way, in the scanf, we are taking the input and we are storing in the memory location. So for that we need address of that location. So that's why we need to mention ampersand A. Printf just needs the value to output them, and hence it doesn't need a memory location reference. That's why we don't use this operator with the printf function. Alright, so let's see the example. So here we have variable declaration, character, integer, float and unsigned integer. First I'll have a printf function. Enter the value. Then I'll use scanf. And here first I'll take character, so %C, format specifier. Next I need to take ampersand ch. Next I'll print that value, so printf Here I can include any message if I want. So value is %C, and here just use ch. So now we can save this and run this. So enter the value. I can enter any value here. If I enter A, enter value is A. If I enter value as 1, 2, 3 and enter, it will take 1 because char data type takes only one character, right? That's why. Alright, so next, so let's take the integer input. So here I need to use %D, here n1 and here d and n1, right? So I'll save this and run this. Enter the value. I can enter any value and it will print the value. So next, for the float, n4 12.5. Okay, here we can see the value. Next, for the unsigned int, you can use %u and here %u n5 n5. Here I can use 1, 2, 3. It will print that. So unsigned integer, that means it won't take the negative value. So if I give negative value here, so like -12, here we can see we won't get the proper output. We'll get a different value. It behaves differently. So next, as I said, the %D and %I behaves differently in Scanf, right? So I'll show you the example for that. So here I'll take %D n1 and %D n1, and here again I'll take second value and here I'll take %I. I'll take n2. Okay, so here I'll %D %I n1 comma n2. Alright, I'll save this and we'll run this. So here I'll enter the input as 0, 1, 2, enter the value, second value also same. So here we can see value is 12 and 10. So first for the %D will get 12. Okay, it will treat that as the decimal value and it will give the decimal value here. But for this second value, you can see 0, 1, 2, it will treat that as the octal value and here we'll get 10. Okay, so that is the difference between %D and %I here. And if you want to take the unsigned octal value, so here you need to take %O and here n5. So here octal value %O /n and here n5, and here again I'll print that value in the decimal form. To show you the difference, okay, and here n5. So next, save this and run this. So enter the value. I'll enter as 100, enter. So the octal value is 100, the decimal form of that is 64. So we are entering the octal value, it will print that value as it is, so we'll get 100. It will convert the decimal form and it will print 64 for the decimal form. Okay, so this is about the scanf function. Next, as I said, we need to write the ampersand symbol while taking the input from the user. That is, in the scanf function, we need to use the ampersand symbol. If we didn't mention that, we'll get error or it will terminate the program. For example, so if I remove this and save this, and if I run this, so here I'll take 100, it will terminate the program. Okay, so next, we can read multiple value or input from the single scanf function. So that is, here we can see n1 and n2. So I can read n1 and n2 in the single scanf function like this, and we can print this in the single printf also like this. Okay, so to read the multiple value in the single scanf function, we need to take the format specifier, comma, the variables, and we need to separate the variable using comma. And between these two format specifier, I can mention 0 or more number of space. So now if I save this and run this, enter the value. Here I'll enter 10. Okay, I can use space and enter 20. It will take 10 and 20. And another way to enter the input is, I can enter 10 and I'll press enter button. Here it will again ask us to enter the value 20, and it will give 10 and 20. Whenever we are reading multiple values in this single scanf function, if we use any other character other than the space or new line here, for example, I can use new line here. While reading the multiple value in the single scanf function, except space, tab or new line, if I use any character here, I need to use that character while entering the input also. For example, if I use comma here, I'll save this and I'll run this. So here also, while mentioning the input, I need to mention 10, 20. Okay, it will work in this way. If I didn't mention that, if I didn't write that comma and if I enter, it will behave differently. So as I said, we can read multiple values or input with the single scanf function. We need to just provide multiple format specifiers and add the variable separating with the commas. And here we can write values of different data type also. So here I used int, right? Instead of this, I can use int and float also. So here we can read values or input of different data type or format. So next, what this scanf function will return? The scanf function will return an integer value which is not related to the input value. If the scanf function is completed successfully, then the return value will be the input parameter count. If I enter 3 input, it will return that count. So I'll show you the example. So here I'll take 2 input and here I'll take count is equal to scanf. So this is a function. This will return the count of the input. So next I'll print values as well as I'll print the count. So count is also an integer, so %d and here count. And I'll remove this comma and this comma also. I'll enter value as 10 and 20. So here we can see count as 2. So it contains 2 variables. Right, 10 and 20. So scanf will return the count of the input. Okay, so this is about the scanf function. Next, we can use modifiers with the scanf function that we'll discuss in the next tutorial. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.